In 2015, I had just finished off my second year of university. My first year was a general motion picture arts program, and my second year was more specifically based off of documentary filmmaking, which is more what I really wanted to do. I left knowing that being on the set was not really the life for me. I knew that I wanted to do something creative, and I liked the idea of making long-form content that meant something, but I also knew that I was only 20 years old, and that, live a little. Let's have a normal job, get to experience the world before we dive into it. So I decided I was going to get a part-time job and also make YouTube videos at the same time. And so in 2015, in that summer, I wrote my very first video, What Makes Clicker Games Good, because I wanted to talk about this genre that I felt was misunderstood by most people. You might be listening to this and thinking, well, 2015, you wrote that video 4 years ago, why did it take until 2019 to come out? The reason that is because as I started working at a warehouse, I ended up getting more and more involved, I got more and more hours, eventually got promoted to full-time, and I was so physically exhausted from working there that I couldn't mentally put myself in a good position to work on my off days. I just wanted to relax. I kept telling myself I would go home and work on it, and instead I would just want to play video games and relax, as most people do when they get home from work. Eventually, in late 2018, I hit a point where I was really struggling with work. I was anxious about going to work. All I was thinking about was going back to work on my days off. I was dreading going back to work. I had a 2-week vacation, and all I could think about was how much I didn't want to go back to work. I was overeating, I wasn't sleeping, and just generally, I was kind of miserable to be around. So I decided in 2018 I was going to make the change, and I was going to focus on my creative endeavors. I'm not a huge spender, and I had saved a majority of the money that I had made working here, so I felt like I could buy myself some time. 4 years after it was written, I uploaded the Clicker Games video on January 1st of 2019, and also posted it on the subreddit of Idle Games, which got it to about 1,000 views in the first day, which is more than I had ever had at this point, because I had been making videos for roughly 4 to 5 years already, doing Let's Plays. At one point I did RuneScape music videos, which is a long dead art by now. I was happy with the 1,000 views, and I told myself that if I could make $1 by the end of the year doing YouTube, whether it would be someone donating it, whether it be ad revenue, I would keep going for at least another 6 months. In about March, the video really blew up. It started getting tons of views, and at the same time, my next video, What Makes Tower Defense Games Good, was ready and uploaded, to the point where those two videos are now my most popular videos, both close to 500,000 views at this point. In mid-August, I was lucky enough to be accepted for monetization, but I'd already missed the giant wave of views that my two videos had gotten. And even now, those two videos, plus the Bloons Tower Defense video, are responsible for over 90% of the money I made this year. Now obviously I'm very happy that I hit my goal of at least $1, and then some, but as much as I'm happy that I'm farther than where I thought I would be, I'm not exactly where I need to be. That is why in 2020 I am announcing right now that I am opening up a Patreon for those who want to support me directly. Now first, before I get into the Patreon, I just want to assure everyone that the content on YouTube will not change. There will not be any Patreon exclusive content or anything like that. This is a way so that if people would like to support me in the channel and keep it going, this is a way people can do that. Also in 2019, there was an unexpected change in my personal life which kind of shortened my timeline a bit. So while I'm very happy to have the ad revenue, and I'm very thankful for all of you that watch my videos every day, it's not enough for me to continue doing this, and there's a good chance that halfway through this year I might have to go get a part-time job. And if I do, I can't promise that the channel will remain how it is now with weekly uploads and a big video every month, because last time I couldn't pull that off, so I don't know if I'd be able to do it this time. As for the Patreon itself, I'm not going to break down tiers or anything because those will always be evolving and changing. So if you're considering pledging, the first link down below will be the Patreon link. If you have any questions about it directly, you can just tweet me at ghostboy259. That's always down there as well. I don't really like asking for handouts. I don't really like asking people for money. And it's hard for me to accept that I am a creator and that this is kind of the route I have to go, because right now I can't live off of the ad revenue that I'm getting. That being said, I've had both fans and friends ask how they can support me, and so this is just a way for people to do that. If you are not in a financially comfortable situation, please do not feel pressured to give to the Patreon. That being said, even if it's just $1 a month, that will add up over time and really help me out, and I will forever be appreciative of your support. If you cannot financially support me but you still want to support the channel, then all I ask is that you leave comments, you leave likes, you share my videos, and go back and watch the old ones if you enjoyed them, because ultimately your viewership is what I depend on to keep doing this. I want to just say thank you to everyone who is watching this video right now, especially if you have gotten to this point, because that means at some point you are invested in not just the videos, but also me as a person, and I just want to say I really appreciate that. As someone who has been making YouTube videos for over 10 years, and this is the first time I've ever had an audience, it's kind of like a dream come true in a way, and also still doesn't quite feel real. I never really thought I would be in this situation. Regardless of whether the Patreon is successful or not, I will do my best to keep on producing videos. The Patreon is just a way to help me produce videos at a consistent rate. Without it, it might slow down to one video every 2 weeks or every 3 weeks, and the bigger uploads might be only 2 or 3 times a year. And in no way am I trying to guilt anyone or anything, I'm just trying to be realistic with what's going on. Patreon is just a way that will allow me to continue consistent content on this channel. If I end up getting a part-time job, I can't promise weekly uploads, I can't promise that these bigger projects will be completed. That being said, once again, if you're listening to this point, thank you so much for your support. Even if you're just a fan, watching the videos is a tremendous help to me. And I appreciate you. I really do. I never thought I would be in this position, and if I had a choice, I would be fine and not ask for Patreon stuff, but because I'm aware that I am a creator, I can't just survive on my own, especially at this early stage, and you know what? Sometimes you just have to accept the reality of the situation, and that is that I'm not really asking for a I don't know. I like to think that I'm not asking for a free handout and that I'm returning the favor with content, but I don't know. Maybe it won't be worth it. Maybe this video will be deleted in a week because I'll get no patrons and it'll just be a waste of time, and I'd consider that as well. But as long as I can, I will continue to make content for you, Patreon or not. So thank you very much for supporting me, and I hope you guys are enjoying all the stuff that's coming out right now. And I will talk to you very soon.